FERPA, which stands for Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, was originally signed into law in the U.S. in 1974. FERPA is a law that protects the privacy of student educational records. All schools receiving funding from the U.S. Department of Education are required to adhere to FERPA regulations. For students in K-12 education, parents are the custodians of their educational records. Once a student turns 18 or enrolls in an institution of higher education beyond 12th grade, the student gains the rights over their records. The rights conferred by FERPA include the ability to inspect one's own educational records, the ability to request amendment of records if the owner feels there is an error, the right to a hearing if a student's request for amendment is declined, and the right to request that specific personal information not be disclosed. FERPA still applies to a student's records even after they leave the school or graduate. FERPA's protections only cease upon the death of the student. A student who feels that their FERPA rights have been violated can file a complaint with the U.S. Department of Education. There are some types of information or circumstances to which FERPA protections do not legally apply. This includes directory information, such as name, address, phone number, email address, and date of birth, and information about a student shared internally among HACC faculty and staff related to their education. And there are cases where other entities may actively seek and require information about a student to be shared with them, such as financial aid providers and transfer institutions. Other instances may also include organizations officially conducting studies for HACC, accrediting bodies such as middle states, health and safety officials acting during an emergency, or law enforcement with proper documentation, a subpoena, or court order. Despite those exceptions, as a general rule at HACC and at the HACC Library, faculty and staff should avoid giving out any information about individual students, even directory information. Additionally, policy and ethics prevent us from giving out library borrowing information. 24 PA Consolidated Statutes 4428 states, records related to the circulation of library materials which contain the names or other personally identifying details regarding the users are protected. There are many possible situations in the library in which FERPA may come into play, including requests about a student's presence in the library, a student's course schedule, or information about materials charged to their library account, overdue items, or fines. If you are contacted by someone claiming to be law enforcement and stating they have a warrant or other documentation to access student information or to find a student on campus, they must be directed to campus safety and security. Library staff and faculty should never attempt to assess the authenticity, validity, and meaning of documents presented to them. Additionally, service desk personnel should be mindful not to leave library transaction information open on service desk computers. For library faculty who serve as academic advisors, it is important not to allow a student's academic records or personal information to sit open and unattended on a computer screen. All printed documents about student accounts and library accounts must be shredded. Please review additional library situations in the FERPA Scenarios document.